Hello, and welcome to the 254th edition of Beer Issues. My name is Matt Bruckert, and I'm coming to you live here from Casa de Bruckert. We're going to be having another very good beer from Delirium, or the Hague Brewing Company is the actual brewery. We have the Delirium Red. So let's go ahead and talk about this. Now, this beer is rated 82 out of 100, which makes it a good beer, okay? And we'll talk about it as we pour it and start to drink it. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this. So for starters, you can see the beautiful reddish brownish color of the beer with the off-white red to brown head in this beautiful Delirium glass. So we'll talk a little bit about the glass in just a little bit. But let's go ahead and smell this and talk about it. The beer clocks in at 8% alcohol by volume, so it's not something you're going to sit around the pool and pound, although with the taste of it, you might be able to, but you might it might be a short day for you at 8%. Now, this beer falls into the fruit and field category because they do add the cherries and elderberry into the beer. So let's go ahead and let's smell this here and kind of check it out a little bit here, okay? So right off the bat, you get that strong tart cherry smell. And I think that other smell is elderberry. It almost smells like plum in a little ways. But there's definitely a sweetness to the beer. And this isn't my first time having the beer, but I haven't had it in a while, so we're going to kind of treat it like it is my first time having it. So let's waste no time. Let's go ahead and dig into this beer here. Yep, it's just like I remembered. It's got all the signs of a beer in it with the Belgian yeast, and you can taste a beer underneath there. But there is a strong cherry, and then a little bit of bitterness of the elderberry on the back end. So kind of how it breaks down when you take a sip of the beer. When you first take that sip, you're getting like what tastes like a good ale. But then it goes right into a real tart cherry and then finishes with like a little bit of a bitter elderberry on the back. And I kind of appreciate the way that all goes down. The reason being is if it was all cherry, it would be too sweet. It would basically be like a lambic type, or not lambic, framboise, just super sweet kind of thing. Which there's nothing wrong with that, for all you framboise fans out there. But you would have to like a super sweet beer to like that. And this is a little bit different. This is 8% alcohol, starts off with beer. You do get a sweet tart cherry in there, and then it finishes a little bit on the bitter side from the elderberry. So all in all, it's a nice beer. I probably couldn't drink too many of them just because of the fact it is a little bit sweeter than what I usually drink in my beer. But it's something that's every once in a while it'd be a nice thing to have. So I'm happy that I have it. Not my favorite Delirium beer. I'm a much bigger fan of like the Delirium Noel, the Delirium Nocturnum, the Delirium Tremens. But the nice thing about it is I get to pour it in my beautiful Delirium glass here, which was actually an award-winning glass. I think it was the #1 beer glass in the world a couple of years ago. And there's a lot of characteristics on why this glass is so famous. Of course, you get the patented pink elephant Delirium on the front and the back, okay? But you can't see it probably, but along here, there's all kinds of etched little elephants on here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them on each side. So a lot of detail goes into it. Down at the base down here, there's another elephant And then the stem of the glass is actually an elephant trunk. So there was a lot of thought went into this glass, and Delirium is a great, or this is a great brewery. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, very, very, very nice beer. I would recommend it highly. And it's kind of unique that now it comes in these 1 pint and .9, so 15.9 ounce cans, or we'll just call it a 16 ounce can. Um, that's kind of unique because the beer always in the past has come in the ceramic bottles. They've gotten much more into, and a lot of the Belgian beers have started doing this, the canning, because it's not like the cans of the old days where you used to get like a metallic taste, and it kind of ruined your beer. They've kind of perfected the whole canning of beer thing over the years. So I don't mind getting a beer in a can. Presentation isn't as beautiful, but at the end of the day, it's the beer that counts, and I'm very happy with it. So if you've enjoyed this, make sure you tell your friends about Beer Issues and how much fun we're having talking about great beer and drinking great beer. If you want any cool Beer Issues gear, make sure you go to shop.beerissues.com. You can get phones, hats, or phone cases, hats, t-shirts, you name it. It's all there. And as my wife likes to say, I have beer issues.